Hey everybody, welcome to the first round podcast here. I'm Sam as always, and with us we have the commissioner, Mr. Rob. How's it going, Mr. Rob?
You don't want to know, Sam. But,
don't want to know. It's Christmas time.
right.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't want to know? It's almost Christmas time.
It's Christmas. Yeah, it's snowing bullshit on me, but and there we go. So. Yeah.
All right, Rob. Yeah, this should be a pretty quick podcast. There was only two matches to talk about, and some other stuff to talk about for next week.
I'm taking this thing to an hour and a half tonight.
Wait, just on two matches. Oh, Rob, we can always talk.
We are going to detail every one of Aaron Rodgers' passes tonight. Every one of them. Breakdown. Here we go.
We can always talk over an hour and something about fantasy football.
Well, we're on our way already.
So yeah, let's talk about Sickly Squad versus Nutsack here. 195. Wow.
Yeah, 195 is wow is right, man. Nutsack, dude. It's well, first off, let's just say Sogi Squad. I mean, that's not a bad score, 141.5. But first round of the playoffs. Actually, that's probably a championship weekend kind of score, but. That's really not a first-round type score, but still, respectable. It's, we'll give him his kudos here real quick. Nice job on making it. Aaron Rodgers continues to be pedestrian with 15 points. 15 points against the Raiders. And, by the way, when the Raiders decided to start playing defense all of a sudden, And Stafford, pretty nice. Doug Martin, not. Todd Gurley, average. Oh, Antonio Brown. Finally, I got to a number, man. Antonio Brown. What a huge game he had, man. I mean, what was the stat on that game that those three Steelers receivers caught 32 balls? Am I correct on that?
Ooh. I think so. If you're a receiver for Pittsburgh, it's always good for fantasy.
Yeah, but not so much down there as Martavis Bryant. But I do believe Antonio Brown caught if I'm not mistaken, it was 18 of them, but it might have only been 14. So he had a nice game against your vaunted Denver Broncos defense there. Malcolm Floyd, not a great start. Gano and Carolina was looking really, 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 really good until there's about, 9 minutes to go in the game. And I'll tell you, if there's one team in the NFL that can just quit playing in the fourth quarter, that is Carolina, man. They did a nice job of that again. It's about fourth time this year they've done that?
Jeez. They just barely won it. Last second field goal, too, I believe.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, perhaps if Odell Beckham had been suspended, or not suspended, he's done that now, but had he been ejected from the game like he should have been about, 3 quarters earlier, then, it's probably not that close. It probably wouldn't have made a big difference, even though those points do kind of come off and they start moving to the negative round, and it would have been probably a little bit more of a heartbreaking loss. But, Silky Squad, good job by him this year. He finally did take the division of losers over there, so you are the king loser. We're proud of you. And, nice run, man. You get the little bonus money for losing the first round of the playoffs and whatnot. But, it kind of came down to it there. He just, DeMarco Murray didn't work out for him. Allen against the Chiefs was not going to happen. And, I don't know. I was a little surprised he didn't go with Emmanuel Sanders in that game, maybe over Malcolm Floyd. But then again, that was Philadelphia out there. I'm sure he would have loved to have Eper playing. But, probably should have started Detroit's defense. Oh, they weren't too bad. I think they might have actually outscored Carolina this week, but I'm not going to go score to verify. But, good season for him. He's a division winner, and, poor guy's been knocking on the door a few years now. And, I hate to be this way, but it's kind of a predictable outcome. I mean, this really over here was a two-team conference all the way through. And it's between our matchup for next week. So, but kudos to Silky. Let's move on to Nutsack, man. Wow, what do you think, Sam? He's your buddy.
David Johnson, the pickup and start, 65 points. I mean, Tay and I was just talking, David Johnson has to be real good. I don't want to go get ahead of myself, but, man, he might be, keep an eye on him for the draft next year. That's just something, just, I'm not saying first round, Rob. I'm not saying first round. I'm just saying keep an eye on that.
Well, we know right off the bat you're not talking first round, Sam, because he's about 14 years younger than your preferred type of player. But
oh my God, come on, man! Just because I drafted all old people this year?
no, not you, Sam. He's well, I mean, 65. I didn't do my research or anything tonight because it is Christmas, but that's got to be the high score for running backs this year, right?
Yeah. If not, that's not all season total. Everybody.
No, running backs only. Yeah.
Oh, really? There was a quarterback that scored more?
No, well, I mean, hell, I don't know. 65 might have capped it. We'll have to go and look that up.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think 65 is the season for, like, overall, not just running back, quarterback or receivers, right?
Yeah, it may have been, man.
I think so. But,
God. See, that guy had a huge game, and I'll have to say, we have another competitor in this thing this week that had him going, too, who was blowing up my text message for like 2 days straight, and that was after I sat with him at the bar all day, but we'll get to him in a minute. Let's just say David Johnson doesn't cure all ills, but
no.
Yeah, dude, that was a huge game, and I mean, Philadelphia, again, just giving it up. So, I mean, going back over to Soapy Squad there, I get why you run Malcolm Floyd out there. Unfortunately, they just, out of nowhere, decided to run the ball like crazy that night.
Yeah.
I mean, nutsack, 195.5. What do you say, Russell Wilson? What a great late season pickup. Tom Brady, I doubt he's playing all that much the next 2 weeks. That could factor in here a little bit, but we'll get to that a little later. Yeah, David Johnson will not be worth 65 points again this season.
Not again. No, not again this season.
And David Johnson might not be worth 65 points again in his entire career. He's a little undersized if you look at him, but. That one, what was it? Was it a 47-yard touchdown run he did? I mean, that was typical Philadelphia Eagles tackling out there on the sideline. I mean, you basically could have sneezed in the guy's direction and go out of bounds, but they didn't do that. It's like they were pulling him back in, A huge, huge game for him there. And, Julio with the standard, I mean, when you're only getting 22 points out of Julio Jones, you're kind of disappointed, but that seems to be kind of the du jour with those great Atlanta Falcons this year. Robinson went kind of quiet. He still scored. Hopkins, Santos, and Pittsburgh. But, I mean, you really look at this team, you kind of go, well, how did that almost end up 200? And, well, I guess you can't discount that 65. But let me see. Let me scroll over the top there. Oh, yeah, 120 out of your top three players out there on the board. So, Tay, he's moving on, man, and not a big shock. I'm pretty sure I picked him to win last week, right?
Yeah, you picked him. I think you picked him actually pretty early, I think it was like week 8. You kind of made up your mind about him.
Well, and I probably could have prognosticated that game too, because I figured Nutsack would have beat Silky Squad there, Now it's even as far back as week 8. Yeah, it's just a simple situation when you really break it down. Nothing on Nutsack really blows you away as far as players go, but some of these guys are peaking at the right time, and Aaron Rodgers has been a disappointment this year, and I'm going to say it's like 4 years running where he's been a disappointment, and I know he doesn't have the surrounding cast around him, much like the wonderful quality that Russell Wilson gets to throw to on a week. It's better in Green Bay, or Tom Brady. Oh no, what? It's better in Green Bay. So, hell, Matt Stafford outscored him, So it was, and you got to start looking at this as a trend. Every year we all get hard-ons for Aaron Rodgers. Oh, it's going to be the year because they hype him up. And, it's 4 years running that it's, 11 they won the Super Bowl, right? So 12, 13, 14, 15.
Ever since MVP season, yep. Ever since MVP season, so.
Yeah, you just don't see it, And I mean, he had one signature game this year, but, it's just, you really got to figure he's dropping quite a bit next year, right?
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson's rising right up. But I'll tell you what, that was an act of genius by, an act of balls by Nutsack. I guess that is his name, taking Tom Brady where he did. It turned out to be a huge gamble that paid off. And see if he keeps playing, It's interesting. I personally think Cairo Santos is going to be the guy that turns this thing for him, though, so.
Who?
What do you mean, who? Don't you play fingers? Cairo Santos, man, the Kansas City kicker.
Okay.
I mean, they're they're on the cusp of like making the playoffs after starting 1-5. I mean, Andy Reid's asshole's going to get tighter than you fill in the rest of that, man. I mean, it's going to be nothing but field goals, baby. I mean, they're going to be kicking field goals on second down just in case, So.
Yep.
No, I don't know about all that, but yeah, hey, kudos to Nutsack. He's moving on. About joining that two-time club, man. But,
coming up on that two-time club, just like you and I were just talking about, Rob. We're trying to not hate on Tay, well, kind of, but we don't want him to join the two-time club yet. Well, I don't want to until I win my three-time champ. So I hope one of these other guys gets it first,
Oh yeah, I'm always rooting for somebody else to win the two-time club. I don't know. It's kind of hard to root against the dude, man. I mean, he goes ahead and just scores up everything and sends out highlights. I mean, this was pretty much from a commissioner's point of view, this was a stress-free weekend when it came to fantasy football. I had to go ahead and hit the forward button on the scores tonight, so it's I do appreciate that. And so, hey, if he wins it, man.
Sure.
He's a great player, man. I mean, the guy is not afraid of making moves. Apparently been pulling some overtime out there to pay for all this, and, he makes good pickups. He's a great player. He's a worthy opponent, and if he doesn't make it this year, he's going to make it, Sam. So you better stop drafting the geriatric crew here and think about getting number 3. But I'll tell you, 3's hard to get.
And if he does win it all, he'll come down for the party. So,
we've heard that crap before.
So there. But anyways, all right, cool. Yeah, congrats to Tay. He's in the semifinals. Let's go on over to
a few more weeks.
Yeah, let's go over to the next matchup. The other matchup, I should say. Defending Chump versus New Denver. This is a little bit closer than that other match we just talked about.
This is why we saved it for second. This was the matchup. This is really a really nice playoff game right here. These guys, I mean, had a lot of drama, had everything. And God, it just looked like, dude, if you knew defending Chump like I do, and we communicate regularly, I mean, this game had the highs, the lows. It just was all over the place, man. We're just give you a little rundown. We're sitting at the bar on Sunday watching all day. I give up. That's a good try, I think Don was up by about 110 on him at that point or something like that. And I went, well, you still have David Johnson and Matt Stafford and Calvin Johnson in a prime matchup. And, I said, you pick that. I had a couple guys go. Oh, and Matt Prater, don't forget him, And, so he rolled around, and, next thing he knows, he's, that's it, man. One Calvin Johnson touchdown is going to ice it, man. One touchdown. From what I can tell, Calvin Johnson got one onside recovery at the end of the game. He might have caught a ball earlier. I see a point there for him, so he must have.
He must have 10 yards, at least 10 yards.
Unless Tay just completely screwed up on the scoring. I didn't even bother to use Scotty scores because he's probably going to try to fudge points in there. It's oh my God! So it was wild. And this was Don kind of jumped on him pretty heavy there. So we'll just break down defending Chump. Stafford, good pickup. Fitzpatrick, I personally think he could have done better there than Fitzpatrick against the Cowboys. Cowboys, yes, indeed, are lame. There's no question about that. But, one thing, they're not that lame on his pass defense. And they have had their moments. We all remember against Cam Newton. And even then, that was defense all day. He probably could have done a little bit better right there than Fitzpatrick. And, when you're that close at 9.5 points, it's, you could have done better.
Yep.
It might have made the difference. Doug Martin, as we talked about earlier, David Johnson, huge, which, really at the end of the day, this probably makes this game look a lot closer than it really was. But, hey, you start the guys, you get the points, right?
Yep.
We're going to skip over that next guy on your board. But Brandon Marshall, he's Brandon Marshall. AJ Green, dude, what happened? I mean, let's be real here.
Well,
3 wide receivers, 11 points, man. He gets 3 wide receivers, and if I look right down below it, Mike Evans went for 167 yards, right?
That's what I was going to say, 157 yards, 9 receptions, 157 yards. Mike Evans would have, would have, could have, should have, would have robbed, but, Mike Evans would have won it from him. Yep.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there. I mean, and when you're 9.5 points short, you're going, man, any number of things could have gone right for him this week.
Yeah.
Lamar Miller was not one of those things, by the way. But hell, even Macklin would have put him in there. So it's, and I know it's tough to drop Calvin Johnson. That was such a premier matchup. I mean, Sam, what happened to Calvin Johnson, dude?
This year, can we talk about the age yet for him? Is he getting old yet?
Oh, so you're telling me he's your number one draft pick next year?
No. I don't draft receivers first. No way.
Yeah, why?
No.
They can turn out pretty good for you.
No.
I don't know. I mean, even in a game like that, it's one of those deals. I mean, are they decoying him? But you don't really need to decoy anybody against New Orleans. It does kind of make you wonder if he was hurt, right?
Yeah.
And, A.J. Green, kind of same situation. I mean, cussing at the bar going, where is A.J.? Why won't they tell us? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Probably because they're whooping the Niners' ass by like 27 points.
And the backup QB, what's his name? A.J. Oh, I forget his last name. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, tough. Hey, but at least my Chiefs, I mean, really, let's be real. He's got 106 out of 173 out of David Johnson and the Kansas City Chiefs
defense, yeah.
which was gorgeous yet again. So it was, tough luck. But let's move on to the winner here, and New Denver, dude. I mean, you talk about a scrap heap of a team here. It's almost looking at these names. How the hell does he score 182.5? But maybe that's the theme this year. K's team's not any more exciting name-wise outside of Tom Brady than these guys are. So it's Travis Taylor. Is that his name? Tyrod Taylor. Sorry, 35, 65 out of Tyrod Taylor and Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles came out of nowhere. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Remind me, Sam. Were these guys drafted this year?
No.
No, they weren't. We know, And I mean, what a huge combo. 65 points, it equals David Johnson, but at the same time,
yeah.
65 points out of these two quarterbacks. And, Forte had a decent game. It's nice to see him show up again. McCoy, the early, what was that? Was it a knee injury, ankle injury, concussion? I mean.
Yeah, there's always something wrong with him.
Yeah, again, well, part of the deal is, he's a speed running back and he's getting a little old too. So, should have started Danny Woodhead there, man. That one, I mean, we all saw 4 touchdowns coming. I don't know what the hell New Denver was thinking on that, right?
That was crazy. Was that 3 receiving touchdown and then 1 rushing or something like that?
Yeah, which incidentally was the first rushing touchdown by the San Diego Chargers since week 1. It was 14 weeks in between. I wouldn't have started Danny Woodhead either. I'm kind of curious as why he's even still on the roster, to be honest with you. And but I guess, hell, he'll probably start him this week. So we'll see. Antonio Brown, as we talked about earlier, huge game. Jeffrey, not much. Gates, dude, I don't know how this team won, to be honest with you. These names, I mean, Gates, Gostkowski, he's solid, 19 points, He outscored his other 2 receivers, outside Antonio Brown by a point himself. And, yeah, you probably expect a little bit more, even though I do find that kind of interesting that Cleveland was able to run a whopping 7 offensive series in that entire game. 7. How is that even possible, dude? I mean, I play like 5-minute Madden quarters, and I get more than 7 drives, so it's unbelievable. So apparently Seattle was deeply challenged in that game, right?
Yeah, we'll have to see. With the Seattle there, but 182 points. That's gonna be good. I mean, it could be a really good matchup next week. Has New Denver been this close before in the semifinals, Rob?
Oh yeah, he's taken second before.
Oh,
yeah.
He's taken. Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, I do recall him taking second before. Yes.
Yeah, wasn't it you?
No.
No. Yeah, he's taken second before. No,
I can't remember anyways. I don't know who's second place for me. Sorry.
Well, I don't remember either. Yeah. But New Denver's been up there a few times. He's a long timer. He's been in the playoffs a few times, so he did take second. I don't know if this is a team to win it, but let's break down the other games. You want to just start with him and Savs right here?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, let's talk about Savs and New Denver.
Well, right off the bat, Odell Beckham's out.
Yep.
That's crushing, right?
Yep.
And the roster I'm looking at has Andrew Luck, and he's out. So we know there'll be a quarterback move this week, right?
Yep. Luck is out. And, Beckham's out. So who knows if he's going to make a move for receiver? Depends on who's out there, you know.
Oh, well, you're not going to make him. You're not going to drop Beckham. I mean, maybe he drops Lockett or something. You know.
Oh,
I don't
true,
know.
true.
I mean,
You're right, Rob. I'm thinking too far ahead. You're right. Yep.
yeah, I mean, he's going to play next week. You know, I still like to. I mean, you know what's better than fourth place? Third place. I don't know. You're looking at this team right there. I mean, I can put three functional wide receivers in a row. They're all right below Odell Beckham. That's Gronkowski, Robinson, and Watkins. I mean, those are still good wide receivers. And this kind of cross comparing over to New Denver there. You know, obviously Antonio Brown's going to play, and you know, I guess Jeffrey and you know, I'm not sure who Chicago's playing next week, but I don't know. Even without Beckham, no matter which way you cut it, it's Sav's advantage there. You know, and it's hard to say on quarterback right now because he's going to have somebody other than Luck. But you know, you just kind of got to wonder how long Tyrod Taylor and Blake Bortles can put up 65 points. You know, it's you know, running back. Well, God, New Denver wins this just simply because he has Forte, but I don't know who number 2 is going to be. You know, Kendrick West might be a real nice start this week against Cleveland, and
but like you were just saying before, maybe start Woodhead again.
Well, yeah, and against Oakland, I'm sure it's attractive, and maybe he does. You know, I don't think, but I haven't heard anything on McCoy yet. You know, this is why y'all tune in for this informed information here, right? But
it's good stuff right here. Come on, guys, listen up.
I'm still gonna. I mean, I think Savs can put it. I mean, I would go Kendrick West against Cleveland. They're not even close, right? Yeah. And you got Bolden, Hightower, Freeman. I mean, you know, maybe Devontae Freeman does something this week. It's hard to say. So, you know, he just hasn't really seemed to recover from that. And you know, you look at the defenses: Carolina, Minnesota, Seattle Jets. You know, they're good matchups, even though I'm pretty sure we will not be seeing the Jets on the field this weekend. So I'm going to go out on a limb, though. I'm going to say Savs takes him, man.
Whoa! I thought from what you from just this past 2-minute conversation, I thought you were leaning towards New Denver.
The Savs has got great wide receiver depth and I still now if Gronkowski benches, and you're not, of course, going to know that.
Yeah.
That changes everything. But if he plays up against the Jets, even God, 3 quarters, I mean, a half might be asking a little too much, but then again, you never know with him.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm Savs, I feel a lot better with Beckham, Robinson, and Watkins going this weekend, just because Gronk is going to be an unknown going into that game. Not because he's hurt, just simply because why, right? Yeah. But then maybe he picks up another guy other than Lockett, who I don't know who he is. So I don't know. You know, New Denver's team, it underwhelms me, but it underwhelms me all the way till he's got a chance of winning the championship. So I'm gonna go Savs, man.
No, I actually like New Denver. I mean, for everything you said, even all the positive things you said about New Denver, you know, I agree with. But I think New Denver can pull it out. You know, so I think.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. And you know what I always say, though, running backs, they kind of dominate in the playoffs here, so we'll see. I just don't really see him with a solid number 2 running back, and I don't know. I don't know if he can keep up with Sav's wide receivers, but we shall see. It's an interesting game. I mean, New Denver has, you know, clearly he's got a chance and knows a lot more than I do. I wasn't able to put together the wonder duo of Tyrod Taylor and Blake Bortles there. So, and I'm rooting for both these guys, no question about it. Whoever wins, good by me, man. So it's both good guys. So.
Yeah, and
I'm not sure I can say that on this other side we're switching to right now.
Yeah, which we're going to talk right now, and I think both matchups next week will be pretty good, you know, overall. But same thing on this side with Beckham, huh? Oh, Rob, with Sticky Bud and Beckham.
Yeah, and you know, you can tell he's kind of an important player by the fact that half of our Final Four has Odell Beckham on their team, right?
Yep.
So. I don't know, man. I'm worried if Sticky Bud loses this year, doesn't win the championship. He's gonna go into like a cocoon of depression here. I mean, the guy's been knocking on the door for so long. And, you know, he can only stay that hot for so long. So it should be interesting.
Yeah,
let's break it down.
He took second place the last time you won was when he took second place. That was what, two years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago, right? Something like that.
Yeah, might have a little something to do with some luck involved in there, man. It was, you know, acts of brilliance, dude. He'll get that. Let's see. You know, breaking down quarterbacks: Newton, Breeze, Wilson, Brady. I don't really see any major change there.
Nope.
I see two flexes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, man, that's interesting. Newton's playing out of his ass. Breeze can do it to you anytime, but Wilson and Brady, I mean, that's almost a wash, right? And, you know, I don't know if that's going to be the decider there. Hightower, McCoy, West, Stewart, this could be a determining factor right there.
The running back.
Kendrick West is going to start. We know that, right?
Yep.
And after that, you tell me, Sam.
McCoy's questionable. Hightower, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. He did a little something the other night, and I'm going to give a big old advantage here to Nutsack just on David Johnson alone, you know. And Chris Ivory might surprise you up there against the Patriots too. You take a look at wide receivers. You know, he's so dependent on those top two with Beckham and Gronkowski, right? And then, you know, after that, Stevie Johnson, Marvin Jones, Brandon Marshall. You know, Brandon Marshall is an okay start, especially if by some freak chance that game turns into a shootout. But without Beckham, I'm guessing we're going to see a waiver wire move at the wide receiver from him tonight, but I can't swear. And then, you know, hell, Tay over here, he's running just red hot there. Julio Jones, Allen Robinson, DeAndre Hopkins, right? If he wants to, he can throw in Greg Olsen or Decker, you know. So you just, I'm going to say you know, if we got an even at quarterback and a +1 Tay at running back, this is really about a +3 at this point here.
Yep, I agree.
And why it's just, I'm sorry, Cody, that Beckham's out, brother. It's that you can curse him for the rest of your life. As we already mentioned, you know, Cairo Santos, forget about it, dude. I mean, that's pretty much going to take you out right there. And, you know, Pittsburgh, real nice matchup coming up this week. I believe it's against Baltimore, right? And, you know, there you go. It seems to be all about Nutsack moving on, taking a chance at number 2.
Yeah.
But then again, Sticky Bun has defied the odds all year, hundreds of injuries, just tough division, and hard to count against him. But, you know, I'm pretty sure even he, breaking down the game, goes, I don't know, man. It's not looking good. Fucking Beckham.
Yeah, I know, right? Why'd you have to go and do that?
And, you know, what terrifies some Sam is I know you don't want him, but we'll see. Sabs is going to turn the whole team over. But, dude, let's just put it this way. Between those two guys, Nutsack and Sabs, if my prediction holds true, that might jump up the overall end of your pool by like $150 right there. These two guys are not shy on the wire, so that should be kind of interesting to see, you know. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna say Nutsack, Sabs, man, and then we'll let the you know, the consolation game play it out. I just, you know what, I feel, and again, you know, bless Cody, I'm all for him, but. You know, I feel less confident in the South New Denver pick than I do the Nutsack pick.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And there, ladies and gentlemen, is your kiss of death. So it worked like a charm with Scotty last week, right?
Yes, it did.
I don't know if I just negated it, though, by announcing it, but I'm sure I wouldn't even really try to do it.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, I want to go Nutsack Sabs.
Actually, Rob, didn't we try to do it last week with Scott? I think we did try to do it with Scott last week. That's why.
Oh, there was no trying. I went ahead and just gave him a big old French kiss to death.
Okay, yeah. This week we didn't try. You know, we didn't try to do that. But last week we definitely tried for Scott.
Well, I've actually picked him with lots this week, man. You know, he's a great guy, man. Everybody's a great guy. It's just, you know, I'm just afraid that, you know, maybe not the best matchup for Sticky Bun here. He would have loved to have seen Silky Spot take him out. I think probably Trump's the first hard quarterback there to let's see. Tom Brady doesn't play, you never, or doesn't play a lot. They go ultra conservative. Everything changes. So it's a little risk there, but of course that kind of equals out with Gronkowski. So, yeah. So, hey, kudos. It's just, I'll go ahead and send him the $1,200 right now. What do you say, Sam?
Woo, 1,200, damn.
I have no idea what it is.
You don't know how much it is. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for listening in. This should be a good semifinals match. I think both matches will be pretty good, high scoring. I think it'll be high scoring, Rob.
I agree.
Yeah, both matches. Nobody should be a dud. Nobody should, play a dud there. But awesome. Thanks again, Rob. And everybody out there, have a Merry Christmas, and we will talk to you all next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Sam, for everything. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Everybody.
Thanks.